On the bank of one of Mustafar's lava rivers, Obi-Wan Kenobi made the decision to not kill his former apprentice Darth Vader. Although there were a number of reasons why Obi-Wan did not kill the fallen Jedi Knight, such as the imminent approach of Darth Sidious and the respect he still had for who Anakin had been, the chief reason for Obi-Wan's clemency was that he decided to make the Jedi decision and uphold his commitment to the Jedi Order. This was in line with the oath that he swore upon the completion of his Jedi trials of knighthood, which prohibited him murdering a helpless man. By making this decision, Obi-Wan was content to leave Anakin's fate to the will of the Force, and confidently walked away from his former apprentice and friend. But did Obi-Wan ever regret his decision to walk away without confirming that he was dead, particularly knowing the evil and destruction that he would inflict upon the galaxy? In this video expose, I will explain whether Obi-Wan ever came to regret his decision to not kill Darth Vader on Mustafar. It must first be understood that following his duel and choosing to watch over Luke on Tatooine, Obi-Wan was certain that Darth Vader had succumbed to his devastating injuries and died upon Mustafar. It's clear upon Bail Organa's reaction to hearing the name Vader that Obi-Wan's explanation of what happened on Mustafar made it extremely unlikely that Anakin would have survived his injuries. Given what he was told by Obi-Wan, Bail was shocked to think that Anakin, now Vader, survived, and concluded that Obi-Wan underestimated Vader and his strength in the Force. From Bail's reaction to the possibility that Vader was Anakin, and therefore survived his injuries on Mustafar, we can conclude that Obi-Wan must have been under the impression that Vader would have died following their duel, when he explained what happened to Bail and Yoda. But it's also clear that Obi-Wan believed that Vader was dead when he was reminiscing about the events that took place following Order 66, months later within a cantina on Tatooine. Unable to ignore the memory of his former apprentice burning on the shore of one of Mustafar's lava rivers, Obi-Wan questioned whether he was right to have let Vader die, and not tried to redeem him as Padme believed was possible. It was clear that he came to the conclusion that Vader was dead months after their duel. Obi-Wan only realized that he was wrong and that Vader was still alive when he heard a HoloNet news report within the Tatooine cantina where he was questioning his unconfirmed conclusion about Vader's death. Upon seeing the head-to-toe black suit and hearing that this individual helped to track down and eradicate a group of Jedi on Kashyyyk who survived Order 66, Obi-Wan was shocked and filled with dread when it was confirmed that the individual's name was Lord Vader. Having realized that his assumption was wrong and that Vader was alive, Obi-Wan quickly left the cantina and entered the streets of Anchorhead, reeling over the realization that Vader lived. His former master Qui-Gon Jinn then communicated with him and confirmed that the Vader that he'd seen in the HoloNet news report was in fact Anakin, but that the former Jedi was imprisoned by the dark side. Importantly, Obi-Wan then came to immediately regret his decision to walk away from Vader on Mustafar, and deeply regretted not making sure that he was dead. Therefore, even though he walked away from Vader on Mustafar, confident that he made the Jedi decision, and in leaving his fate to the will of the Force, upon his initial realization that Vader survived, and was working to find and kill the remaining Jedi, Obi-Wan was filled with regret about his decision, initially wishing that he made certain that Vader was dead. However, Obi-Wan was then comforted in his decision by the voice of Qui-Gon, who reminded him that the Force was the entity to determine what Anakin's future would be, not Obi-Wan. More importantly, Qui-Gon informed his former apprentice that Vader would never set foot on Tatooine again, as it was the source of his anguish and would make Vader fearful that Anakin would reawaken. Therefore, while Obi-Wan's initial reaction was to regret leaving Vader alive on Mustafar, he found relief in his decision and concluded that although Vader lived, his mission and obligation to watch over Luke was unchanged. In some way then, Obi-Wan was able to find some comfort with his decision. So there we have it, how Obi-Wan came to momentarily regret his decision to not kill Darth Vader on Mustafar. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me, for having no regret.